There is a light at the end of the tunnel to end the government shutdown. The Senate voted to advance a House-passed funding measure after moderate Democrats made a deal with Republicans. 8 Democratic lawmakers joined the Senate GOP in supporting this measure, and we can show some of them to you on this screen. You've actually got 7 Democrats and an independent. The agreement contains a package of full-year appropriation bills and an extension of temporary funding. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand is at the White House with more on what has just happened. Natalie, good morning to you. This is not a done deal yet, but what is in this agreement and what comes next?
Yeah, good morning, Errol. Well, this still needs a final vote by the Senate and the House, but this breakthrough reached over the weekend paves the way for the shutdown to end potentially as early as this week. So under this deal, the short-term House-passed funding measure would actually be extended through January instead of that initial deadline of later in November to give more time to fully fund the government. It would also include longer full-year appropriations bills for certain departments, including the VA, military construction, the USDA, which of course pertains to SNAP benefits, and legislative, which pays congressional workers. And in return, Democrats did get assurances that the layoffs related to the shutdown would be reversed and that all federal workers would receive back pay. And they also got the promise of a vote on the Affordable Care Act, these health subsidies that we've been talking about sometime in early December. But Democrats are divided over this compromise. The moderates who pushed for it are saying, this was the only deal on the table, whereas the Senate Minority Leader, Chuck Schumer, he actually voted against it. He does not support it, and some calling this, a complete surrender. Take a listen to the divide.
This health care crisis is so severe, so urgent, so devastating for families back home that I cannot in good faith support this CR.
I understand that not all of my Democratic colleagues are satisfied with this agreement, but waiting another week or another month wouldn't deliver a better outcome.
But it comes as the impacts from the shutdown are really reaching a boiling point at the nation's airports. Also, in terms of SNAP for the tens of millions of Americans who need that federal food assistance over the weekend. The Trump administration actually ordered states to stop the implementation of fully funding SNAP benefits pending this legal fight that is still playing out in the courts, Errol.
And Natalie, we're also learning President Trump pardoned numerous people while our viewers were sleeping. These folks are allegedly involved in efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, we're learning about this from a proclamation that was posted on social media by Department of Justice Attorney Ed Martin, listing a number of individuals involved in alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election results. And some of those names on this list, high profile, like you see Rudy Giuliani, former attorney to President Trump, also Jenna Ellis, also the president's, under the first term, former chief of staff, Mark Meadows. Now, Martin also says that this proclamation includes alternative electors in 2020 as part of the alleged scheme. The proclamation says this continues the process of, quote, national reconciliation. But note, Errol, it does not apply to state or local charges. And it also explicitly says in the proclamation it does not apply to President Trump. We will be reaching out to the White House for more information since this is overnight developing news, Errol.
Yeah, remarkable. Natalie Brand, thank you.